and have to compensate or overcompensate for them, right? If you lack in an area, right, or if you have a deficit, then oftentimes people will solve for that.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just like I'm saying, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have to be less behaved because I'm pretty, and men shouldn't have to put up with less becoming behavior because somebody is pretty. I think that's bullshit.
Right.
That's the fact. I agree with that. I don't
Yeah,
disagree with that.
we agree. And what's the reality now, right? If pretty privilege exists and you acknowledge that,
Mm-hmm.
then your statement,
Mhm.
right, is contrary to what we know that the societal standards are. Right, the
Yeah, the
truth
bar is
is,
in hell.
pretty people get away with a lot more. So even though we're
Mhm.
saying what should happen, we're talking about what is. So now Saad made a great point that was slightly glossed over. When a woman is, whatever the case is, heavy set, generally speaking, they say that her how she behaves or treats him is better because she compensates for the fact of that will potentially considered undesirable. So don't come on now. We just got to stay consistent in what the society, what we see.
Yeah, okay. I'm saying that I disagree with that premise or whatever like that and what everybody's doing. I
Which
disagree.
premise?
Um, the whole thing that you can be less behaved if you have certain, you know,
How do you disagree? Oh, you're not. You mean you
ability.
don't like it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's okay. That's different. You don't like it, but you acknowledge what exists and what is.
yeah,
Okay, you don't like it. Okay, all right. That makes sense. Okay.
Does that apply to what we're talking about though, too? So
yeah,
like, okay, all right. So if you acknowledge that there's baggage and you should be grateful, like if we're talking about a single mom or anything like that, baggage, you should be grateful and things of that nature. Does
yeah.
that
Nobody said
seems
that you should. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Myself nor Caressa is saying that you should not be grateful. Like you don't show gratitude because this person chose you. The linchpin that that Caressa was speaking on and that I identified was the fact that you deserve extra, and if there's an instance of extra, that means that the other person is doing less.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
They
think y'all put that up there though. 'Cause that
oh,
was never
they are
said.
well.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's what we heard. I'm not the only
That's
person
not.
who interpreted it that way. So
Alicia, what you think?
I don't know. Which part? Because I've been listening to a lot, and I won't lie, I got sidetracked because my phone kept ringing.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
okay. So let me say that, and you could jump in. So, let me read these real quick. Nay, what up with the $2 hamp? There's way this is happening. Oh, Nay with the $2 hamp. There's no way this is happening. Okay.
he referring to him.
Yeah. What are you
What are you
referring to,
referring
Nay?
to?
So we can get clarity.
Right.
The thing is, things work both ways, right? The inverse also applies. So if there's pretty privilege that we all acknowledge exists, what happens in the inverse? If you have undesirable traits, less becoming traits, right? The men that don't have the aesthetic you want have to do more, huh? Whether it be money, time, care, they have to do more to get your attention because their aesthetic doesn't initially do it. So then we
That's a good one.
ignore that consistency as it pertains to the things that we are implicated in. Why? Short niggas gotta be funny.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta be rich.
They gotta be
Fat
rich.
niggas, fat niggas gotta dress. They gotta have some swag. Gotta have some
Gotta be
finesse
rich,
about
right?
themselves.
So now when we flip it, now we like, oh well, she shouldn't have to. Whatever the fuck Tony the Tiger be doing, why? Like that don't make sense. Oh, you chose to be with the short nigga, but he can't be broke, huh, Caressa? Uh-oh.
To that.
I'm just saying, man. Come on. Like, why we can't be consistent? Be consistent.
right?
I'm gonna say
Like,
don't make me bust out my little cheer boobs now.
I'm just saying, like, why
I
we?
remember my old tear. That's funny, him.
I'm just saying, like, it literally works, then when you make the assessment. So if I have something that, generally speaking, would be something. Let's say we take out the derogatory language, right? Like baggage, right? But there's another thing in that equation that I have to navigate that in another circumstance I would not. You knowing that he has to navigate that in a different way, there should be some acknowledgement of that, whether it be behavior, whatever it is, graciousness, all that. Why are we acting like obtuse?
No, that's
It's me.
that is the, like, you know what I'm saying, the gratitude that you would show anybody in a relationship. I mean, I don't understand. Why is it separate?
Gratitude is gratitude.
But it's not though. So like you will want, so if you do something for somebody, right? They should just be
Mhm.
they should just be grateful just because you know they got you and they got you in their corner, they got you in their life. They shouldn't acknowledge what you actually did to better their situation. They should just be grateful that you just exist.
I wouldn't have a level of expectation for how they show their gratitude. If they say thank you for doing X, Y, and Z for me, I would accept that. I wouldn't measure it by, oh, you know, I did this for them. I expect them to show gratitude in a certain type of way.
But
I
if they
think
don't
that's
say
where the
But
thank
if
line is
you,
getting blurred.
but if they don't say thank you, then what?
yeah, and I think that's cat
Then
too,
they
because
didn't,
if
and
that
again, then maybe they
Then they
didn't
didn't
show
show any
gratitude.
gratitude.
And the
we know
point is,
about
it's not that I'm saying I'm not
them,
showing
we
gratitude.
not,
I'm just not giving extra because he decided to be here. And I think that's the point that's
but he
being
gave
missed.
extra to be here. Like I
But
think
he
it has
didn't. He just
the
made the
energy has,
decision to be
it has
here.
to be
That's
some
an
type
extra
of,
decision though.
yeah, it's not reciprocated. Like that's like, I don't know. ADHD started kicking because this is
But we
crazy.
still talking about the person with the man with no kids and the women with kids. Like, we still stuck on that? Or are we talking in
Right. And but
general?
then keep in mind too, for him to even be here, that means he sees some type of value in me. Because if he could be with the other person who doesn't have any children, then why isn't he over there? If that's where, if he has that as an option, then you know what? Go walk across the street, go over to that. This is
And
where
that's
you
the
choose to
thing,
be. So that
Carissa.
means he sees
If
value
you're
in
not
me.
being grateful and showing that gratitude, he's going to go over there.
But that's
Because
Yeah.
he's
but I'm
like,
not saying I'm not showing gratitude. That's what I'm saying. I'm showing gratitude. The point that I'm making is I don't think that I need to specifically give him extra gratitude because he decided to be with me as a single mom. I don't think I should have to do anything extra for that. I'm going to love and appreciate him the way I would love and appreciate any other man that walked into my life. There shouldn't be anything separate for him.
yeah,
Well,
So if he
I
spent
don't,
no resources on your child, right, and he just solely resided on you, didn't do anything extra in that sense, you cool with that too?
Well, what resources am I asking him to spend on my child? That's the thing.
take them
I've
to
never asked a man
school,
to spend
anything.
any resources on my
you
child. So, and
haven't, but you have,
that's
Time,
another misconception that
resources.
I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
clear up because I think there's this whole this misconception that single mothers, when you date a single mother, you're going to be buying her children sneakers, school clothes, book bags, what have you. No, you're dating me. You're not dating my child. I don't expect you to come in having to get a second job because you're dating me and my child. No. I mean, if there's a
Dating you and
birthday
your
and you want to buy
child?
him a Spider-Man, buy him a Spider-Man. But I've never in my whole history of dating expected any man that I'm dating who,
and you
and
never
mind you,
turned
there
it
hasn't
down
been
either,
many around my
Carissa.
child. I would never expect them to financially provide for my child because my child has a father and that's what his father does for him. So I just feel as though that's this misconception that every single mother is looking for a provider for her child. That's not accurate.
So you're looking for a provider for you. So if you're looking for a
For
provider
me.
for you in return,
It's gonna,
that
yeah,
man is going to be a provider for your child because a real stand up nigga, they're not going to not provide for that child. Like it
Have you
doesn't make sense.
not
And
yeah.
have
then
you
you're
not met the
also,
guys out
and
here
then,
today? They're
and
not
then,
doing dates anymore. Remember, they're doing walks in the park. So I highly doubt men is walking into our lives like I'm gonna do for you and I'm gonna do for your child. That that's very unrealistic in today's dating market, I might say.
mm,
Ugh.
I don't
mean,
know. It's just
I
it
kind of
gives a
feel like
sense of
that. Say it again.
entitlement. It's just a sense of entitlement to a man's time, resources, anything that a man give. It just seems like you feel like you're entitled to that because I guess he made a choice to be with you, and we only acknowledging that it's a choice on a man's part. But if it's the inverse, it's not a choice. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't appear to be a choice when it comes to women. It seems more as a sacrifice rather than a choice. So I don't know.
But I just because I didn't. Oh my bad. Because I didn't say anything a while ago. But I do agree with Aaliyah because I would. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
We can hear
I
you.
do. I do agree with Aaliyah because I've just if I'm dating a guy and I got my kids and he doesn't have any kids, been in the situation, most definitely, I think that I need to, it doesn't have to be with the kids, but I need to take that time and say, I appreciate, you doing what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing for me and my children, because regardless, it is for you and your children. So I'm gonna give him his whatever ribbons, whatever he needs to keep doing what he's doing when it comes to taking care of me and my children. That's just my opinion on that part.
And then you also got to think about it like, you said something that you're not going to do anything extra, but it's like, if I'm doing all of this extra stuff because it's an extra person, it's like, why wouldn't you try to do something a little extra to like, to even it out and show that great? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't. Is HAMP speaking?
yeah. Nay, what's popping? What made you hit the link?
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
It's no way I just got out of class. 4 hours of sitting through bull just to get up here and hear it.